Welcome back to Movie Summary. Today let's dive into the film called In the House. The movie starts with a school meeting where a teacher named Jermaine is sitting. He gives his students homework. Jermaine was going through his student homeworks at home. His wife, who create naked sculptures, looked at the homeworks and told him these kids have really bad grades. Jermaine responded to her saying why should he give them good grades. He read some of their terrible work to his wife. They are very bad. Then Jermaine noticed a homework of one particular kid named Claude. Claude wrote that he wanted to go to his friend's house for a long time to study math. One day I saw his mother inside the house and I was excited to meet her. Then I will go to my friend's house with the excuse of studying but to meet his mom. When I got to the house, my excited self was looking for his mom everywhere in the house. Like a thirsty kid looking for water, I gave my friend a hard math question and left him to search for his mom. I smelled a perfume, I followed it. It led me to a room where his mom was. She realized I was there. She was sitting on the couch. I asked her where the bathroom was to start conversation. Then she showed me where it was. I then went back to my friend's room to do some more math. I knew he couldn't solve the problem I have him, so I told him, you are too bad at math. I need to help you every day. This way I would come to his house every day. At the end of the essay, the kid wrote, "To be continued." Jermaine was impressed by his choice of words, not realizing what's happening. The question is, why did he write it to his teacher if he is after his mom friend? The answer is coming soon. The next day after class, Jermaine asked Claude to talk to him and compliment him on the essay, but is worried that his friend find out about him wanting his mom or if the school principal read this. Claude responded, "He didn't write it for the principal, I wrote it for you." He gave another homework to Jermaine, who tells his wife. Claude wrote, "When I got to his house, my friend told his mom that he did well in class because of me. I then saw a picture of the family and saw his father as the obstacle to his mom. I really am obsessed with her. At like the first," he wrote, "to be continued. The wife thinks this is not right, especially for his age. This is dirty." Then Jermaine tells her that her naked sculptures are more dirty. She responds saying this is art for her. He tells her then this essay is art for this kid. She wants Jermaine to talk to the principal about Claude. The following day, Jermaine checks Claude's school files and realizes it's been 2 years he is in school and he switched houses so many times. We learn they moves so much because Claude was attracted to another older woman. Jermaine wants to help Claude become a better writer. Claude gives another homework where he says, "I went to my friend's house again. This time his father was there. We all sat. She sat next to me. I was happy. But when the father received a call and left, I realized this may be a way to get him out to get closer to the mom. The mom will probably be mad if the husband gets call from other girls." To be continued. Jermaine then read it again with his wife. She thinks the kid has great skills in seducing, teaching them that as well. Claude gives another homework. He says, "I went back to the house and this time I saw his mother and father fight. I was happy. I am hoping the fights continue until there is a divorce and she will be mine." Then when the mother gets out, I tried to look somewhere else but she noticed I heard everything. She then told her husband that they need a math tutor for their son. Not Claude, who doesn't seem to be good. Claude, who heard, who shocked but now is thinking of a plan. Then he wrote to be continued. The next morning Jermaine told Claude to change what he writes. He is a great writer but wrong topic. If the principal find out, I am done. Claude tells him he will stop writing because the mom want to take a math tutor. Then he tells Jermaine, "If you want me to continue writing, give me the math exam paper because if my friend succeeds math class then I can continue teaching him math." Jermaine says no, but he wants Claude to continue writing, but Claude doesn't want to because he didn't give him the math papers. This time after school, Jermaine stayed after everyone left and stole the math papers. He gave them to Claude, who gives them to his friend, who gets an excellent grade in his test. His friend's parents are so happy and believe it's because of Claude's amazing teaching, so he has to continue teaching their son. After that, his friend tells Claude that he knows he took the papers from Mr. Jermaine and told him to stay away from him because his wife create naked dirty sculptures. The next day when his friend and his dad went to play ball, Claude went to their house knowing the mom was alone. The mom opens saying her son was not home. He says he is here to take his math book he left. They go into the room to look for the book. They both start talking in the kitchen and are getting closer. As Jermaine and his wife are reading this, the wife doesn't like how it's going to end. She is sad because she wasn't able to sell her sculptures today, but Jermaine wants to read another homework of Claude and she tells him, "Why you keep reading these things to me? Since you found this kid, we didn't make love even. Did you fall in love with Claude?" Jermaine then read Claude's homework. Claude said, "Today when I was in my friend's room, he kissed me. I realized he was gay and that's why he was telling him to stay away from Jermaine." Thinking Claude and Jermaine had something going on. When his friend fell asleep, Claude started walking towards her room and saw the parents making love. Claude imagined himself with them. Claude and the mother are getting close day by day. Then one night, both parents were fighting again, and after the father left the room, Claude thought this is the perfect time. He gave her a letter and left. The next day, the mum read the letter and wanted to speak to Claude. "What this mean? I am ahead. The father is behind. If they find out, what will happen?" Claude then imagined Jermaine arriving and be proud of him. Then both start kissing while the friend outside saw it and was shocked. He then went to his room to kill himself. Then he wrote to be continued like always. Jermaine panicked and searched the next day for Claude's friend who was not in class. The school called his parents who said he was sick. Jermaine felt relieved and understood Claude lied. Jermaine then tells Claude, "You crossed the line. From now, you won't write anything." Claude gave him another homework but Jermaine refuses to take it. Claude then threw the homework but Jermaine, too curious, grabbed after Claude left. He wrote, "Today the father was sad because he lost his job." The mom wanted to tell him something but it wasn't what happened with Claude, but she was pregnant. The father was happy. The son shows up and says he wants a new teacher. To be continued. Then we see the friend confronting Claude about what happened and they fight. Jermaine then comes to Claude telling him to leave that family alone. Claude said he won't write or go their house. Jermaine said you must finish the homework with an ending, so Claude went back to the house for the ending. The mom meet him outside as Claude want to go somewhere else but she refuses, thinking he is a kid and that can't happen. Then they start kissing but the mom pushes him away and leaves. Claude is crying, thinking this can't be the ending. He tries to find an ending and remembered Jermaine's wife. When Jermaine was in school, Claude went to his house. He found the wife there and they started talking. Claude complimented her. He started making lies about Jermaine so she can start hating Jermaine. Claude and the wife then made love and Claude has his ending. Then Claude wrote it and left the homework in Jermaine's room. Then we learn Jermaine was fired from the school because the friend told the principal that Jermaine stole the math paper and gave it to Claude. Jermaine went home and read the ending of the homework. He was shocked and his wife left him because she believed the lies of Claude. The movie ended with Jermaine sitting in a park. Claude comes and talked to him. Jermaine can't believe, because of this kid I lost everything. Claude looked at the building in front and thought maybe he could infiltrate one of those families. And the movies ended with to be continued. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe.